Hi everyone, and welcome to the second chapter of this course in which we will discuss what is ESG. Traditional financial analysis has always taken into account a variety of financial indicators like revenues, cash, inventory, machinery, competitors, and so on. However, the ESG refers to additional non financial information about companies. Environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, refers to non financial information about how a firm deals with environmental, social, and governance issues. Typical issues related to the environmental are energy consumption, pollution, climate change, waste generation, water scarcity, biodiversity, and deforestation. Typical issues related to the social are child and forced labor, human rights, community engagement, stakeholder relations, health and safety, employee engagement, and customer satisfaction. Typical issues related to the G in governance are transparency and disclosure, audits, lobbying, and political contributions. ESG is an investment philosophy that pursues long term value growth, and it is a comprehensive, concrete, and down to earth governance method. ESG is usually a standard and a strategy used by investors to evaluate corporate sustainability, behavior, and future financial performance. Investors rely on it in its process of investment analysis and decision making. Historically speaking, the ESG was shaped after years of milestone events of different natures as shown in the timeline. In June 1992, 154 countries signed the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change at the Rio Earth Summit, an international treaty to stop climate change and global warming. In 1997, 192 countries signed the Kyoto Protocol, which legally obliges developed countries to respect emissions targets. In 2004, a UN white paper titled Who Cares Wins introduced for the first time the term ESG and explained its importance for all the parties beyond the economic wheel: companies, analysts, investors, managers, consultants, NGOs, and so on. In 2006, the UN started the PRI, Principles for Responsible Investment, which includes ESG in investment decisions. The PRI was developed by international institutional investors to bind signatories to implement different principles, aiming to take ESG into consideration while investing. 2010 was marked by one of the biggest environmental disasters in human history. On April 20, a large marine oil spill, also known as the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, spilled around 2010 million US gallons of the coast of the United States in the Gulf of Mexico on the BP operated Macondo prospects. In 2011, the Sustainability Accounting Standards Board, SESB, a non-profit organization, was founded by Gene Rogers. Its purpose was to develop sustainability accounting standards for investors and decision makers. SASB is today used by corporations worldwide for their annual reports, sustainability reports, and such. In 2016, we had the Paris Agreement as a response to concerns over rising temperatures, which was a milestone in the fight against climate change. It was signed on April 22, 2016, at the United Nations headquarters in New York by 175 parties. This number, as of April 21, 2021, has reached 195 countries, which is great because it shows the world's unity in the fight against climate change. This agreement defines goals for all countries to reduce greenhouse gases in order to keep global warming under 2 degrees Celsius while making efforts to reduce global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. The agreement reviews countries' engagement every 5 years and provides financial aid for developing countries to mitigate and adapt to the consequences of climate change. Late 2019 was marked by the COVID-19 pandemic. a pandemic that shook the world by storm and changed the world forever. The following year, 2020, was marked by the BLM movement, Black Lives Matter, following the death of George Floyd. There are other events worth mentioning, like Volkswagen being exposed in 2015 for rigging 11 million diesel vehicles to bypass emissions regulations, which resulted in record fines of 27.4 billion euros. Also, Facebook lost billions in value after an incident involving Cambridge Analytica was disclosed in 2018, where the personal data of 87 million users was harvested without their knowledge or consent. All these events had shaped the ESG we know today. Circling back to the PRI, which had a great impact on the adoption of ESG in the investment decision making process. The UN Initiative Principles for Responsible Investment, or the PRI, was launched in 2006, recognizing the critical role and responsibility of investors in the pursuit of sustainable development. The PRI defines responsible investment as a strategy and practice to incorporate environmental, social, and governance factors in investment decisions and active ownership. The PRI has more than 4,000 signatories from over 60 countries, representing over $120 trillion of assets. Its goals are to understand the investment implications of environmental, social, and governance issues and to support signatories in integrating these issues into investment and ownership decisions. Quoting from the chart of the UNPRI, we believe that an economically efficient, sustainable global financial system is a necessity for long term value creation. Such a system will reward long term, responsible investment and benefit the environment and society as a whole. The PRI will work to achieve this sustainable global financial system by encouraging adoption of the principles and collaboration on their implementation, by fostering good governance, integrity, and accountability, and by addressing obstacles to a sustainable financial system that lie within market practices, structures, and regulations. As institutional investors, we have a duty to act in the best long term interests of our beneficiaries. In this fiduciary role, we believe that environmental, social, and corporate governance issues can affect the performance of investment portfolios to varying degrees across companies, sectors, regions, asset classes, and through time. We also recognize that applying these principles may better align investors with broader objectives of society. Therefore, where consistent with our fiduciary responsibilities, we commit to the following. Principle 1. We will incorporate ESG issues into investment analysis and decision making processes. Principle 2. We will be active owners and incorporate ESG issues into our ownership policies and practices. Principle 3. We will seek appropriate disclosure on ESG issues by the entities in which we invest. Principle 4. We will promote acceptance and implementation of the principles within the investment industry. Principle 5. We will work together to enhance our effectiveness in implementing the principles. Principle 6. We will each report on our activities and progress towards implementing the principles. The ESG covers a variety of topics in each of its three components as shown on the slide. The environmental component covers topics such as climate change action, greenhouse gas emissions reduction, energy efficiency and use of renewable energy, air pollution reduction, water resources management, waste production and management, protection and restoration of biodiversity and ecosystems, innovation in environmentally friendly products and services, and pollution prevention and control. For the social component, we have promoting community growth and inclusion, responsible marketing and investment practices, protection and respect of consumer, ensuring respect for human rights and labor rights, IT security and data protection and privacy, workplace health and safety, training and education, and community impacts. For the governance components, we have business ethics and codes of conduct, accountability, transparency in remuneration, Principles and moral values in behavior and decision making, protect integrity by preventing corruptive phenomena, effective and transparent brand management, and transparency on sustainability objectives and targets. In the next section, we will discuss the importance of the ESG for both corporations and investors. Thank you.